go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new podcast called Midnight Hour, where we talk about just stuff,
Anything,
like
basically.
really anything. Yeah.
Basically
Um,
anything from horror media to crime to games to movies, just whatever.
yeah, just like interesting stuff going on, or stuff has already happened. Yeah, like I always wanted to do this, so like I'm glad I can finally do it.
I've ran um
Especially,
I've ran one podcast before. It didn't make it very long because I lost
yeah.
it. I literally lost the password to the account,
Now
like
that's
quite literally.
that sucks. Yeah, but like it's crazy because I think like the anniversary of my channel is coming up. My 5 year anniversary of my channel. No, three, four. But it's crazy to think 4 years ago I wanted to do this, but now I'm doing it.
So
And
see,
like I
like
didn't.
I would be coming up with my 3 year in January on like this January. No, sorry, no. I made my channel on December 25th. Actually, fun fact, my first channel. So I made mine on Christmas Day, my first channel, which was interesting, and then I deleted it because I couldn't post for a while because I was so busy, and then it was kind of like I tried to post videos, it just did not get any views like it used to, and I'm like, it's easier to recreate a channel than to bring back a dead channel.
Well, honestly, I don't think it is though, because there was a certain point in time where I hadn't posted for about 5 or 6 months, and then I brought it back with two Warzone videos that were like
See, but
2K
the
views
whole
each.
thing is though is you have more like you had more subscribers because you've had more time
Yeah,
over.
that's true. Yeah.
So like when you're at I think I was at like 30 when I had that happen. So when you're at like a 30 subscriber channel, and it's just not going to be easy to bring back. So I was just like, I might as well just try to make a new channel than revive an old
Yeah.
one. I mean, and I actually kind of like how I've done it now, like to where I have like a set of videos because before like I was just all over the place. Now I like how I'm setting out like series of videos at a time other than like the so I do. If you've ever seen Markiplier's Three Scary Games, I've done one of those. I need to get back to doing that. Actually, I just haven't been able to find like good games that no one has already used or something. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to be original.
It's very hard to do that. Like, I am kind of stupid because I said that I was going to buy a PS5 like 2 years ago in a video that is now not up for multiple reasons. I just didn't think it was a very good video. And it was kind of filmed like the thumbnail was like kind of stupid. This is what it was. It was like this, and it called "We Need to Talk," and it was just that I wasn't
So you're
posting
literally
because I
being
was
any
working on
family
something.
YouTuber. You were literally being any family YouTuber.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. It was really stupid. I thought it was a good idea at the time because it actually did get views, but it had no point. There was no point. I just wanted to post a video about me talking. And I just kind of threw that out randomly. But like now I have a PS5 and it's like I was so stupid. Like I don't even know why I did
Yeah.
that.
All
But
right, so let's get into our first subject of the day. So the most recent movie to come out has been for in our horror world. Let me think about that. No, I was right. It was Five Nights at Freddy's.
yeah,
It's been anticipated for what now? 9 years.
9 years. Can you believe that?
I'm original. I played it when it first came out. Like I had it.
I played it a couple like months like after it came out.
So
It wasn't quite popular,
I
but my
actually had
friend had
pre-order on it
recommended it.
when they announced
You talking about the Kickstarter?
like when they released when they released the like thing where you could order it before it came out kind of thing, like that whole thing. I actually did that like for the game cuz like I was like this is going to be interesting. Like I wasn't that old at the time, but I was like this is going to be an interesting game and I feel like this is going to be a big game at some point cuz it did sound like a big game. Five Nights at Freddy's, just the name of it sounds big.
Yeah, it does. And now 9 years later, how many games? One, two,
So
three,
no,
four, five,
there's six in the
six,
first. So there's six in the first series, and then
seven,
Help Wanted, Security Breach,
8,
and
9.
am I missing
That's
anything?
Help. No, I mean Help 1 and 2 hasn't officially come out, so it's not counted. So that's what? That's nine
Actually, technically,
games.
I think it actually has come out.
No, it hasn't come out. It's like
No,
it's been
no,
a beta.
because I think it has because it was announced for October and it releases only on PlayStation VR initially, which makes me really
I'll look
mad.
it up.
Which makes me really
I'll look
mad.
it
But
up
hold
right
on,
now.
I'll be right back. Let me explain why it makes me really mad.
I'll look it up right now. Actually, I'll check. So,
Look,
let's look up help wanted
I
to
bought this thing.
release date.
I bought this thing, and it
No,
doesn't
it's
come.
December 2023. It's December. It's
Is it
December.
December? I thought maybe they
Yeah, I just
jacked
looked
it
it
up.
up.
Hold
It's
up, look
December.
here.
What's he doing? I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, but like I literally bought that thing. Like I pre-ordered it. I got first stock.
Yeah,
So
the MetaQuest 3. I was
yeah.
excited for that. Like,
So
do you know how long ago I found out they were like they would the next one would be Quest Pro? It
yeah,
was literally 3 years ago that they said we're making a Quest Pro.
it was
I was
3
like, that
years
sounds
already.
stupid. It was three. No, I'm not talking about that's been out. I'm talking about like they announced it 3 years ago when the Quest 2 came out. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that
So
is
let's get back on topic. So the movie it. So we're gonna start out with our non spoilers, just like
yeah.
review
I don't want
general
to. Yeah. Yeah.
general
So
review. So once we get to the spoilers, we'll let you know, and then we'll send a time frame to when we get to our next subject, and we'll
yeah,
just
we'll just go through like the plot of the movie and the spoilers, but we'll go through what we thought of the movie in this. So like,
so we'll just set it through. We'll just tell you when we're gonna start our spoiler section. For now, we're
yeah, and
holding.
we'll give you like 10 seconds to click off or
Well,
skip,
no,
and then we'll tell you.
we'll give you to where you need to fast forward to, so you don't see the spoilers.
Okay, so all right, so
So my
about this movie.
yeah, so I watched it when it came out. It was what like 8
Yeah,
p.m.
so it actually came out on Peacock earlier than it was supposed to. It was actually supposed to come out today at like what, like 12, 12
12.
p.m.?
Yeah. So
Like 12 a.m. in the morning. But it actually came out at like 8, 7:30, like yesterday.
so this was my review on it is like so if you haven't heard already, Rotten Tomatoes like the critics are like
Are we cursing in this podcast?
what do you mean?
Like, can I say curse words?
I don't care. Hold up.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
let
the
me
critics
explain.
shit all over the movie,
Let me
is
go
what I
through.
was gonna say.
Our so when it came out, we got the critic review, and it was like what? Look it up because look it up. See what it was. I don't know
It
what
was
it is.
28%, I
20,
remember.
28%. So
Yeah.
it was at 28%. So the audience score came out today. It's at an 89 for audience.
89%, right?
Hold up.
Yeah. So,
Let me refact. Let me see if anything
well,
changed.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up because it's kind of weird when you get your phone out in a podcast. Let me just look that up.
So no, actually, it's at a
No.
25% tomato meter.
It actually went down. It actually went down because it was at
24%
4.
actually. It just dropped again
Wow.
apparently. And we're at
Okay.
an
Yeah.
89% audience score
So that actually went up because it was 84 or 85 before.
with almost a
So,
triple. So it has triple the amount of reviews from fans than it
yeah.
does at
So,
audience too.
pretty much fans love the movie. The critics
See,
hate it.
my opinion on the
It's
critics
guts.
is I think the critics, I don't think they understand the timeline very well. I don't think they
No, they don't.
understand because they're all saying like it doesn't fit with the lore. But sure, okay, so it doesn't fit with the lore, but to be a critic, you probably have to be at least like 18, 21. So how would you know what the lore is, especially because like you haven't paid attention if you don't know what was happening.
And
Like
one thing I gotta say though, I really didn't like a certain character choice for a certain
do the
character.
spoil.
Um,
Save that for later. Save
I know
that.
I'm not saying specifically who it is. I'm just gonna say there's a certain like choice for a character that kind of made the plot twist of the movie
See,
stupid.
look, the
I'm not
whole
gonna
thing
lie.
was like the whole thing with I think they could have done the start better. I think
Yeah.
not
Well,
like
actually, I
the
really like this
not like
part
the
because it
first
was a flashback. Because it
no
was a
not like the
flashback.
first scene, not the first scene. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you first get introduced to Mike, like after the big scene
Oh, you're talking about
when he wakes up
that
when it
scene.
turns 6 a.m. and he wakes up.
Yeah, but honestly, there was a lot of like. I mean, we could talk about the cameos, right? Or should we save that for later?
No, save that for spoiler section.
Well, actually, there's one confirmed cameo that's in the cast, so like that's kind of one we
See,
can
look,
talk
the whole
about.
thing that made me mad was Markiplier.
Markiplier wasn't in it, right? Yeah, but you know who was? It's not technically a
By the
spoiler
way,
because he's
hold
in the
up.
cast.
Whatever channel names we drop, we're gonna put that in the descriptions.
Description. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair to do that. But like Corey Kenshin
All right.
was
That's
in the
another one.
movie and Markiplier wasn't.
See, no, they called Corey Kenshin because that was like their next go-to. So they called Markiplier. He was going to be in the movie, but then he has a movie called Iron Lung. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that in our.
We'll talk about Iron Lung later. I
We'll talk.
actually watched the trailer. I want to watch it again though, because
Are we allowed
I
to
don't know.
share that? Can we like
Yeah,
share?
we are because it's not copyright.
Are
It's
we allowed
like,
to share that?
yeah, we can share that.
Oh wait a
Well,
minute.
let's focus on that later because we're getting distracted. This is not distractible.
Yeah.
So anyway, uh,
See, look.
anyway,
So, but like Corey X Kenshin, I think was their next call after Markiplier, but Markiplier again had a schedule. Like, yeah, you got to get it. Like,
they could have didn't Jacksepticeye
if he
play
could,
it?
if he could have been in it, he would have. And I don't think Jacksepticeye is big, but I don't think they like. He was. They already had a pain trying to get him in Free Guy, so I doubt they
Yeah.
are going to get him in the FNAF.
One person that most people don't think about when they think about FNAF is Eddie VR, and you probably know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I
Do
do.
you know who I'm talking about? He is absolutely hilarious. I love that guy so much, and he played Security Breach, and he played Help Wanted, and he played another one. He played like this VR version of Sister Location, but
Yeah, I
he
know.
deserves
I'm actually trying to download that off a side quest right now and see.
he deserves a cameo in the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie. He should be like He should be like some random guy who like sees
I think
like Freddy or
I
something.
think so Markiplier was like dead set in it. Like he was part of the
Yeah, he
cast.
was. Yeah,
And then
so
he called in and said
um
like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like I have Iron Lung. Like this is something I'm
mhm.
directing. It's like my first and it's already really big via the trailers. So like I'm not going to like just like ditch it for this."
Yeah. And we're not really talking about the movie anymore. We're talking about Mark Five. But like anyway,
Well,
but
no,
like
we're talking about the movie because we're talking about
yeah,
casting choices.
yeah. It's okay. So yeah, but like I gotta say, am I allowed? Can I say an actor?
No,
Talk
no.
about actor characters. Okay, all
Actually,
right.
no. You can say actors, don't say characters.
Okay, but all I'm gonna say is Josh Hutcherson for Mike Schmidt was a very good choice. He's the perfect guy. Like he just looks like the guy who would be Mike Schmidt.
Yeah. I also
Also,
think Matthew Lillard as
hey, should you say that though?
I'm
Because
thinking.
not
I think
actually,
everyone probably watching this
yeah.
has seen
So
the cast. I think him as William Afton was actually a really good choice.
yeah, Willem Dafoe is actually like the Green Goblin was originally supposed to play him, but they couldn't get him.
I could not see that. I don't think he has the
He's
look
just a
for it.
creepy guy, though. You know what I think he would have said to the animatronics at the end? You know when? Oh wait, hold on. Actually, I'm not gonna. Ooh, that was cutting it close there. Spoilers. Okay, I'm gonna stop there.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Um,
turn my camera off for a second
why?
because I have to
Are,
text someone.
okay. Anyway, um, I feel like one thing they did right with this movie was pacing. This movie is very fast paced. Like that's all I'm gonna say about pacing because pacing comes next. Well, pacing will be in the more spoil. I'm gonna talk more about like what happens, why the pacing is so fast. But there is one other YouTuber who makes a cameo in this movie. I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to ruin it. But like, it is someone who's like it is
No.
when you think of
Also, hold up. All right. So hold up.
when you
So what
when you
I'm
think
gonna
about Five Nights at Freddy's, you think of this guy probably.
what I'm gonna what I'm gonna say is if you've ever seen the FNAF musical, he's in that. I'm gonna if it is
Yeah.
I'm thinking about who you're talking about. Give me first letter. Give me first letter.
Well, that it. Oh, I can't do that. I
How
mean,
many letters are in the name? How about that?
6.
Okay, yeah, it is who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. But he was so deserving, but no one knew that he was gonna be in it. So like,
See, look, I
that's good.
think actually that was actually like that was decent for like a fan made project. The musical that was actually kind
Yeah,
of
it
good.
was.
I watched that
It
on
was
repeat. Fun fact: I actually watched that on repeat for a while. Like I fell
anyway.
asleep to it on repeat one night actually.
So another thing about this movie that's good is the animatronic designs. They are very good, but again, I feel like there's no way to make them move in a natural way that's also like
See,
makes
I
sense
think
with the
they moved
games.
like they did, like how they were supposed to, though. I don't think they, and
Yeah, I know, but
no,
I think it looks a little weird in live action, doesn't it? Like it's kind of like when they put a bunch of like animated Star Wars characters in live action that weren't originally in live action, and it just felt really weird. You know what I mean? Like there were certain scenes where you could tell that there were people wearing the suits. Like certain scenes where they were moving so human-like, and then when you watched them later, they were clearly not
they
like
weren't wearing the
moving
suits
like
ever.
that.
It was all animatronic. It was pure animatronic
Oh,
on
really?
set.
It was all
It
animatronic?
was pure animatronic on
I
set.
feel like there was one scene that
No,
though
they
kind of
were
felt
all
like it.
animatronic. Like there was no
I'll talk
human
about that
parts in them.
later. But like
They like
I
their voices. The voices are acted, but like they can talk. Like the animatronics themselves could talk, but like they had actors like talking at on some scenes because like some things were too dynamic because the animatronics are learning animatronics. So those are going to
Mhm.
be used throughout the movies that include the original animatronic cast. So like they'll use those same ones because those are learning animatronics, so they'll learn words as they're around them, kind of. So it's a learning AI basically.
But like I think that I think that they it's hard to like really say what I think about this movie right now because like when I just watch a movie, I think it's really good no matter what. But then I watch it again and it's like, ooh, yeah, it's not so good. Like I did the same thing with Jurassic World Dominion. I thought the movie was so great when it first came out and I watched it, I was like, I like this because it was fresh, it was new. But you know what I mean, Gavin? Like you watch something fresh and
Jurassic World.
new.
Oh, Jurassic World. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think FNAF is ever gonna die because I feel like it's just it was a
No,
good
no,
movie.
no.
It was a genuinely good movie.
Like it if you're a fan, you're gonna like it. But I don't like how they set up the sequel because what they did is they tried to combine all of the movies into one. Like not everything, because not everything that
Well,
you'd
no,
think
they had
about.
perfect room for a sequel. There was not much that was like
Well, yeah, I
the
mean,
only
all you
combined
did
thing. Hold
was
up, I'll say the only combined thing for. Hold up, if you don't want to hear this, just skip like 5, 10 seconds. Balloon Boy.
well, everyone saw him in the trailer. He was in the trailer, I think.
What I'm saying is though is like he sets up that he does set it. He does.
But it's
That's
weird
the
that he's
only. That's the
small.
only
It's weird that he's small
That's
though.
the only collaboration though. Everything else is from the original game.
That's not true. What about Spring Bonnie? Everyone saw him in
He's
the trailer.
everywhere. Spring Bonnie's been a thing
I know,
that.
but he
Spring
wasn't
Bonnie
ever
was
in the
never in
first
a
game.
game. Spring Bonnie was never in a
I
game.
was. He
No, he
was in
wasn't.
FNAF 3. He was in a mini game
He
and
wasn't in FNAF.
Springtrap.
I'm talking about as a physical character. The only game he's ever been in as a
Oh yeah,
physical
true.
character was Return to the Bloody Knights, which is a custom made game, which
Yeah.
technically probably should be considered canon because it is actually a good like story. I guess the
I mean, you
attachment.
see him multiple times in the mini games in
Well, I'm
FNAF
talking
3,
main
but
game.
yeah. I mean, if you have Springtrap, I mean,
Springtrap was never in it. Was he?
what do you mean Springtrap was never in a physical
I'm
game?
saying in the movie.
Oh, well, technically Spring Bonnie is Springtrap. They're the
No,
same
it's
guy.
not. Two different models.
No,
So
no, they're
no,
the
the whole
same.
thing is Spring Bonnie is a different model because but
No.
Spring Trap is Afton and Afton is turns into Burn Trap.
No, no, no. Spring Bonnie is exactly the same thing as Springtrap. Yep. Springtrap, also known as Spring Bonnie, is a former animatronic in Fredbear's Family Diner and main antagonist in Finance 33. Did Spring Bonnie turn into Springtrap? The faulty spring walks in the suit. Yeah, so Springtrap is just the version of Spring Bonnie that has Afton in it. That's the only difference.
All right, cause now we've really talked about anything without spoilers. Uh, skip to this time and we will be done what we're talking about.
Okay. We'll give him like 5 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, a lot to talk about in this section. Oh my
Welcome
god.
back.
All right.
Welcome to our spoiler section, I guess.
Spoilers. Okay, so the
This
start of the
isn't really
movie.
spoilers. This is more of for anyone who's watched it or anyone who doesn't really care.
or who wants to know, he wants to learn the movie before they watch it. I do this. I literally just watch review videos before I watch the movie,
All
so when
right.
I watch it, I know everything that's gonna happen.
So the
So pretty
opening,
much,
hold up. So the opening of the movie is basically the secure, like the ex security guard, like the one who
also
told
you
Mike.
see, so you know that celebrate poster that's right above the desk in FNAF 1 where you boop the nose and it goes boo, like that is in the movie, and it's like that cartoony version of it where it's like from the game. But yeah, there's the
All right.
security guard.
So you see the
The
security
animatronics
guard,
are
like
after
he
him.
does this whole thing with like the
And he's
screw.
got like a security like Vanessa like kind of outfit on. That's like
Yeah. So
from the
and then he
security
goes through
bridge.
the vent, and then you
Hmm.
basically go. He basically
He goes through
tries to go through
events.
this escape route thing that like they take
Hmm.
apparently.
And then it takes him to this like, yeah, this like back place,
Door
like probably where they like take out the trash or
where there's
something.
a door,
But
and then you start
yeah,
hearing.
well,
I
the
think
door's locked. It's like a cage
yeah.
door and it's like
I think you
locked.
can think what you hear now, dum dum dum
Yeah,
dum.
you hear the dum dum diddy dum 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 dum
And
dum,
then
and then Foxy
good
charges
boy
at him.
Foxy comes running now, and then this guy gets
Yeah,
put in this chair thing that locks, and then the mask comes
yeah.
down, and
In
it's
the
Freddy.
trailer, if you saw that, the Freddy mask with like the
They
blades,
saw
like
the
the
Mike
saw
Schmidt.
blades.
They saw Mike Schmidt
Yeah,
being put in that
there
thing.
was a scene in the trailer of that,
But
but
that
like
guy,
that's what he gets put in.
but that guy
He
basically
doesn't
got his
escape it.
that guy
He doesn't
basically
escape.
got his face sawed off. How about that one?
Yeah. And then it goes to these credits where it shows the
See, I'm
arcade
wondering
and it
where
shows
he
a,
went, like, because they never showed him again. I'm wondering
yeah, no,
where
they
the
didn't.
animatronics put him.
But they showed an arcade, and they showed arcade machines of Spring Bonnie, like taking kids into the back room. It was really cool because it was the first time we'd seen Spring Bonnie in like in games since like
All right,
2015.
all right, we're gonna go to the end, and then we'll go to the middle, like
No,
chunks.
I think we should go through because
Oh
the
yeah,
end doesn't really
fair.
make sense. So
So
then
the end. Oh yeah. Okay, so then
the
you get
next
to.
scene is we pick up at a mall in like the
Well, no,
80s.
you don't
And the
get
reason why
picked
this
right
is
up
set
at
in
the
the
mall. You
80s
get picked up at the. You get picked up with him waking
with
up and then
Mike Schmidt.
going over to Abby and like talking to her and
Yeah.
whatever. And then you go and then you get the mall scene. He's at this
Well, wait,
like
we haven't. Abby is pretty much Mike's sister, and like she's like a very important character in this movie. But like, so pretty much, he wakes up, he gets up, he puts on his like stuff, and he's like, well, I gotta be somewhere in 5 minutes. So he take Abby, he gets her up and stuff, and they leave. And then we next scene we're at the mall, and he's got like this friend, and he's talking about dreams and
I got
going to
this
the
part.
same dream every night, and that kind of goes in play later in the movie.
I got this part.
Um,
Hold on, I got this part because I can
all right,
explain
all
it.
right.
I can explain it well. So basically, then he sees this kid, right? And
Oh no, he
then,
goes to the ice cream. Remember, he goes to the ice cream,
well, no, he
and she's
was
like,
at
"Do you
the
want your
ice cream
usual?"
shop the whole time.
Yeah. No, no, he wasn't. He was sitting down with
Well,
the guy
most
first,
of
and
the
then he
time.
gets up. Yeah, most of the time he's at the ice cream.
So then,
Um,
no, because he went over to the guy with the. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So he goes to so he sees this kid basically, and then this guy, which ends up being his dad, basically.
yeah. So he
It
like
just doesn't.
grabs the kid really quickly,
So
and
it
then
doesn't. So it looks like he's getting.
yeah,
It looks like he's kidnapping the kid because of how he's grabbing and how the kid's reacting to it. So Mike runs after him and starts screaming, "Hey!" And then basically they get to the water fountain. Which, if you watch the trailer, you've probably seen this. And then he starts beating like.
starts just pummeling him. And then next scene, I think we're in a police station, or I'm not
No,
exactly sure
yeah,
where it
we're in the
is.
mall police station where they
Yeah,
keep the
like a
people
mall,
and
like
stuff
security
in the
place.
mall.
And then the big boy, Matthew Lillard, you see him and he's like this job guy, this like counselor guy at the
See, look,
mall.
anyone who's seen the cast knows he's William Athen at this point, but it's
Yeah,
like he
it's
says
too
like a
obvious.
he says like a completely different name. It says like a completely
It's
different name
Steve
on his thing.
Raglan. That was his cover name. And then he starts talking about how he's got like Mike Schmidt has a terrible
Oh,
job record. He's been fired from so many jobs. And then he's like, there's one job, and it's at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's a security guard. And he's like, the pay is bad, the hours are worse. That was one of his lines, because like he has to work the night shift. And Mike's like, I can't work the night shift. And he's like, well, that's too bad. And then he leaves. And actually, one more important thing is when he opens his file and he sees Mike, he like goes Mike, because he realizes something, like there's something familiar with the name. And then he's like gets up and he's all like nervous and anxious and stuff. And then he like tells him that job and everything. But the thing is that like
see,
he's
I think there's something to that No, I think there's
What do you mean?
actually genuinely something to that because he just looked at it and then just offered him that job at Freddy's, which
Well, yeah, no,
anyone
there
who
is because remember he's the
logically
one.
knows.
He's like because he knows that was his brother that he abducted. So like he knows that, you know what I mean? But
See, I also think there could be because you get hold up, I'm not gonna say it, but you get that turn at the end, and then you get the maybe
well, we can
he's
say it because we're in
actually
the spoilers.
well, no, I'm trying to wait till the end to say it.
Okay, so
Like, so no, so he could actually be his son or somewhere in the relative of Afton family. Cause like in the
no, he's
game
not.
timeline, Michael Afton and Michael Schmidt are two different people. Cause Mike Schmidt died in the bite of '87, before, which happened after Michael Afton already got taken over by Ennard and all that, basically. So you got but there could be a time like something in the movie that sets up something different than the games where he's actually William Afton's son or something like that. Also,
I doubt it though, because like, so we're getting away from the plot though. So
we
he's like,
aren't really getting away from the plot. We're talking about
well, no, we're
plot
talking about
theories.
like things that could happen in a sequel though. Well, I want to finish the plot before we talk about like possibilities. Where were we? We're at the job part where he's saying, okay, so he goes home, and he's like, this is the first night. It's the first night, right? So, and then he goes to
No,
the
he goes
pizzeria.
home, and then no, cause no, he went to go because they had that scene at the preschool where it's like him.
Oh yeah, no, he goes there, and something some people didn't realize, and I don't think you realized it the first time you watched it, but on the chalkboard there were certain words like vein, blood, rabbit, bunny, chicken, bear, project. I think there was a knife, and then bunny though. That's the one that's really like suspicious. You know what I mean?
See, look,
Also, there was spring. Like
so
that's weird.
um, you have them at the preschool, and then you have that talk where it's like the lawyer, him, and
Oh yeah, so it's the
the
lawyer
aunt. I
because
think the
the
aunt
aunt,
to
yeah, it's
Abby.
Aunt Jane. It's Aunt Jane
Yeah.
because him
So,
and
and
her
then
and
they
Mike
get
are
an
fighting over
argument about
custody of
over
Abby. Yeah,
custody,
of
basically.
Abby, and so pretty much what happens is, and then like they just continue arguing, and and then they leave the place, and then it's like kind of mentioned later, but like not really much. Like it's kind of one of those useless things in like the plot of the movie where it's like it's not really important. It doesn't really have anything to do. It's just kind of there. But like the next thing that happens is they go home and he's like, I'm
Hey,
going to work. And
hey,
he goes to work. What?
you're gonna be alone for a minute. I have to go grab some.
Okay. Are we still editing like the parts out of this?
That part, no, but yes, some parts.
Okay. So pretty much he goes to the plate, French fries or pizza, and William, like, well, sorry, Steve Raglan does like a weird like phone guy voiceover on the phone like this, or he's talking to him, and he's like, the job is easy, just keep people out. The power's like super like it doesn't really work right. Um, just keep your eye on the monitors. It's like that kind of thing where he's trying to be like mysterious. And at the end, he's like the owner's like sentimental guy. Like he's very obvious that he's William Afton from the beginning. It's like not really great. And then he goes at the end of the phone call. It's like it's so obvious that he is, him, that he's William Afton. And then he's not mentioned for a while. Um Actually I just forgot a very important part. So he goes home, Mike goes home, and he calls the guy. He calls Steve Raglan, and he's like, "Is that job still open?" And he's like, "Yes, it is." And he says, "Well, I'll take it." And he's like, "All right." And so yeah, he goes there, and then he's like, Mike falls asleep. Um, I think so. On the first night, he has this dream about when his brother got abducted, and he's having like flashbacks to it. and it's a weird scene that repeats throughout the movie, but it gets different each time. So like there's these kids, and the kids are supposed to represent the animatronic spirits. Like there's like a blonde boy for Golden Freddy. There's more, but like they are like repeatedly see throughout the movie. The Golden Freddy one being the most common, but pretty much like he sees them, and he tries to ask them, what did you do with my brother? Because his brother just got abducted in a car. We know it's William Afton. Like they're camping out in the forest. There's not much he could have done. He like chases the car, and when he's chasing the car, you see him as a kid, but after the car gets away, he goes, no, like you see him as an adult. It's really weird, but like he, it's such a weird scene, but he talks to the kids and he's like, where'd my brother? And then he yells at them, and then they just book, and he tries to chase them. He tries to chase the Golden Freddy one, but he ends up tripping, and then he wakes up on the floor, which is so weird. Um, and then that's pretty much the first night. Um, he goes home, and he's like,
Um.
he sees.
Okay.
It's kind of
Okay.
weird.
Okay.
So, Gavin, doesn't he just go home after night one and that's it? I don't. I literally just rewatched this movie a couple hours ago, and I don't remember.
I watched it twice, and I'm probably gonna watch it third time eventually. Before, I'm not gonna watch it consistently. I'm watching it a couple times just so I can get information for this.
So he went home right after night one, right? Vanessa didn't show up that night, did she?
It was two. She showed up on
It
night
was
two.
two. Yeah. So like when he's walking around, I forgot to mention this. He like looks in there and he sees the animatronics. He's like, ooh, creepy. But like the animatronics never actually came out on night one, right?
Yeah. So hold up.
But in night two, you actually get to see the animatronics moving for the first time. So in night two, the same thing pretty much. Wait, I think I'm actually missing a very crucial part. Um, did they go to the diner after night one? Didn't
Why
they?
is the mic so staticky?
Didn't they go to the diner after night one?
Your mic sounds so staticky.
Does it? Does it sound better now?
And it's fine. It's not gonna get better.
Okay. Pretty much they go. Don't they go to the diner on the second night, like before it?
I think so.
So they go to the diner. Aunt Jane, the lawyer, and
So
these
hold on,
two
hold on. I'm
people.
gonna pull up a picture of the animatronics just to give them a good idea on what it kind of looked like.
Okay.
So like for if you haven't watched it already, this is kind of what they looked like throughout the movie. It was
Pretty much they go to the diner.
they had
I'll
good
keep
models.
talking about it. Yeah, they did. They went to like they're very 100% accurate. Like I did not notice anything different about them. But they go to the diner. Aunt Jane, the lawyer, and these two people. You find out that later that the lady, one of the other characters at the diner, her name is Max. She's like a babysitter. And pretty much what Aunt Jane wants them to do is to ransack Freddy Fazbear's because they want to make Mike look bad in front of the court so she can take custody of Abby. Um, and pretty much they do that, but before they start talking about that, um, someone very familiar comes up as a waiter, and it's Matt Pat. I was so happy about that. Like I was smiling so much when I saw him. I was like, oh my god. And pretty much like when I saw him, I was freaking out because I didn't believe it that they finally put Matt Pat in there. But like he says most people, and then he says lunch is the most important meal of the day, and then someone says, I thought it was breakfast, and he says, well, that's just a theory. He doesn't say it's a game theory, but he should have said that's just a theory, a
He was
food
gonna go say
theory.
something else until he got stopped. Let's
Mhm.
get to like big stuff. So night two, Vanessa comes and everything else. But we're
Well,
not
actually,
gonna.
in
We're
the dream, Foxy cuts Mike with his hook.
that's night
Um,
three.
no, that's night two. And then remember, Vanessa like helps bandage it up. Remember in the night two.
Let's go to night four because I don't think anything happened. No, night.
Night
Yeah, no,
3 is when Abby comes, remember?
yeah, night 4,
After
Abby.
I know after night 2, so after night 2, the people they come in and ransack like Freddy's, and the
And yeah, hold
animatronics
up, hold
all
up, hold
kill
up,
them.
hold up.
But the most the most
So
crucial kill in that was, so I'm not, the other ones are kind of boring, but like
no,
Bonnie
no, they're
kills
not.
someone.
The one where the cupcake bites the woman, like the guy's like all over. That was
No, I'm
interesting.
specifically talking about the one where the Golden Freddy boy leads the babysitter lady in the back of the pizzeria where all the animatronic parts are, and Freddy's just back there, and and so the boy's
I
like
don't know why.
warmer,
I
and
don't know
it's,
why
I
she
know, right?
sticks her head up to it. She's like, "Oh,
So
what's
pretty
up
much,
there?"
listen, she like hears him inside of Freddy, and so pretty much she gets a chair and she stands on top and she looks into Freddy's like throat pipe. She's looking in there, and then Freddy just leans forward and
No, no,
cuts.
no. The kid's arm came out of it and
Oh right,
grabbed
yeah.
him
He
and
like
pulled him.
grabs her, and then he cuts her in half, like from the waist, so like
No,
her
no.
torso and legs
He
were
bit her
separated.
head off. He
No. It was her cut in half. It was her cut in
he
half.
took her. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm gonna turn my camera off for this.
I just watched it again. It was he sliced her body in half pretty much, and pretty much, huh?
No, no, it was for some reason a video came up.
So her body was sliced in half from her torso,
Hold up
and
now.
it was very. It was probably the most graphic part of the movie. If I'm being honest, it probably was. Um, but pretty much that scene just ends, and then we go back to Mike's house, and Vanessa's here like someone broke into Freddy's, and she's like, "Oh yeah, people died and stuff." And then they go on a walk, and Mike is like, "Guess what? My mom and dad are dead. My mom died,
Hold
and
up,
my
I'm
dad
watching it.
killed
Hold up.
himself." And oh, what?
I'm watching it. No, her head comes off.
No, it doesn't.
It's her head.
It's not. I literally just watched it. It's not her head.
It is visibly her head.
I will. No, it's her. It's her whole body.
It's 100% her head.
I will watch it later and I'll confirm that. Um, but
Hold on, I'll
pretty
skip right. I'll go back
much.
into the movie and skip right to the part where it happened.
Okay, but it's like Vanessa's talking,
You're glitched.
and since
You were
Max
glitched
is
for a
dead.
second. You might want to re-say what you're saying.
Okay, so like from where? From the so Vanessa's like I'm gonna file a report if I find out that you are sleeping and not and leaving the doors unlocked. And so that since Max is dead because Freddy killed her, he has to bring Abby to the pizzeria with him. And this is where the movie, I don't like it. This is what I don't like about the movie. But I think it was nice to have something unique and fresh to the franchise. It like added an aspect that was more accurate to what actually like happened in the pizzeria. But pretty much he goes there and he's like, Abby, you're going to stay in my office while I work. And he cleans up the mess from the people who ransacked the place. And pretty much he finds a blood stain in the like cleaning closet where Bonnie killed someone. And pretty much what happens after that is
Hold up, I'm
like,
at the part.
okay. Um, Pretty much he cleans everything up and then he goes back to sleep. And he has that dream again about his brother Garrett and stuff. And except this time the like the
Oh no, you're
Golden
right.
Freddy kid.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I see it,
It
right?
looked
Yeah.
like the head initially because the shadow on my TV is different than my phone.
But he goes into the dream and the Golden Freddy kid, he's drawing Spring Bonnie on the ground and dirt, and he's saying, "What do you want for me to tell you who the man who killed your brother is?" And he says anything, and that kind of bites him back later. But and then the dream is over, and pretty much he wakes up to Abby screaming, and he goes out and he sees the animatronics all surrounded by her, like they're like grabbing her and stuff and scaring her. But in fact, it's just the animatronics stealing her, and she's like, I thought I was gonna die, you know, and he was like, oh my god, and then he like picks up a chair, like threatening Freddy and stuff, and
Not a
then
good idea.
yeah, right, and then she runs over and hugs him, and it's like, oh my god, you dumbass, um, and pretty
Like,
much he's like, all the animatronics are nice and
and then
stuff.
basically, so when they go out, because they like build a fort out of the tables and stuff. Forgot
No,
that
that's
part.
in night three. That's in
That's night
night
four.
four.
We
Yeah.
are at
So
night
in night,
four. We're at night four
no,
right
we
now.
were on
She
night
didn't.
three. No,
No,
because
she
that
didn't
night
start
three
getting
is
friendly with the animatronics till night four. They didn't see her getting friendly with them until night
no, no.
four.
Night three
No,
was when they
because
get
night
no.
three is
They
when she went wandering, and then it just cuts to day, and then night four is where they
no,
start talking.
no, no. Go back to that. Night three is when she starts like being friend with the animatronics, and
No,
night
night. It
four
was
she
definitely
comes
night
back.
four.
Night four is when he comes back, and Vanessa's already there. So Vanessa's looking at the drawings, and nothing really happens between night four and night three. But Vanessa's looking at the drawings of
We
Spring
don't.
Bonnie and
We're
all
not
of the other
going daytime for the
animatronics.
rest, because the daytime
Um,
ain't nothing interesting
yeah,
really happens.
nothing interesting happens in the daytime except for kind of at the end, if you want to count that. But pretty much, Vanessa's looking at all the drawings, and you hear in the background, like faintly, you hear like screaming and like
Hold
crying
up, no, because
children.
night three. Hold up. So this is night four, three.
And pretty much what happens is they walk in, and as soon as they walk in, like Abby's like talking to the animatronics and seeing them, and she's like, "Let's build a fort." And so they build a fort, and that was kind of where the movie got a little silly for me. And they were all laying in the fort.
No, that
Vanessa,
was night three, because
Abby,
Golden Freddy shows up before another night, so that was night four.
Golden Freddy shows up at night five.
Yeah, this is night five.
Night three is when she meets the animatronics. Night four is when
No,
she goes there and they build the fort.
she sees the animatronics in night three. In night four, she
Yeah, that's
gets
what I meant.
friendly.
No, no, no. They
No,
got
she gets
friendly in night
friendly
three.
with them in night four, because this is night four. This is part of night five.
And so pretty much what happens is they build a fort, they're all laying under there, and then that's pretty much the end of that night. And
Hold up 1 second, please. Is it kind of weird that the animatronics are just like
but pretty much what Vanessa
they're
says
all
is she
like,
says,
help me.
yeah, right. And then they're just having fun, but like Vanessa's like, you cannot bring Abby back here ever again, or I will shoot you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And then he brings her back there. Well, actually, he doesn't bring her back there. But in the five, um, he goes there. Actually, that's not what happens. In night five, he goes. Yeah, he goes there alone, and he gets like Aunt Jane is at the house, and they're talking about how they're going to be in custody of Abby, and then he leaves, and then she's there with him, and then Golden. Actually, this happens before, but he has that. Mike has that same dream about his brother, but except all the kids are there, and they're like, "If you give us Abby, we'll give you this dream every night where you get to be with your brother and stuff." And pretty much what happens is he says yes, and then he's like, "No, I know, I know, try to change your mind." And then all the animatronics they start like slashing him, and then he wakes up and he has a bunch of cuts on his body, and then he wakes up again, like he passes out, and then Vanessa is helping him, like bandaging him up and stuff. And she says, "This is like the biggest plot twist in the movie, but like maybe not the biggest, but like she's like, I know who did it. It was my father. He was a bad, very cruel man." And it's like we all find out, and then we see a picture of her with Spring Bonnie and like a while ago, and like Spring Bonnie's all clean. It's the first time we've seen him like fully without him being like all messed up and being spring track. But pretty much after that, what happens is he goes back there and she's like, electricity is the like way to get rid of them, like to stun them for temporarily. So he goes there and he sneaks in through the vent, not going through the front entrance because that would be too obvious. But he goes in there, but before that happens, before he leaves, Golden Freddy goes to his house and murders Aunt Jane and takes Abby and pretty much takes her to the pizzeria and then disappears as they go in, and you never see him again, like ever throughout the entire movie. He just is there for like 2 minutes and you don't see him. But it's very clearly Golden Freddy because Freddy is not that gold
See,
or
so
yellow.
hold up. So once you reach night five, basically, so you get the whole talking scene where Mike's all like up and like whatever, and like you all, and then all of a sudden you figure out, basically, plot twist. Vanessa is in this movie at least is William Afton's daughter.
Yeah, did I forget to say that? Maybe I did.
So and then you get into she goes back to the pizzeria basically. So then when she goes. wait, was Mike already there when when Spring Bonnie
No,
comes
he
out?
wasn't there. Remember, because he left because Vanessa picked him up because he got cut and
Oh no,
stuff.
I got it. So no, I remember. So they sneak into vents, and then Golden Freddy and then Golden Freddy leaves her to she goes leave. He leaves, like he disappears outside, and then she goes in and meets Chica there. Chica
And pretty
basically
much Sheikah
leaves
takes her
her.
to the back room. Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's this spring lock suit, which is actually the cover of one of the books. What was it? What was the book called? I'll
I
look it
forget.
up right now.
And then
I'll
so
look it up. I'll
basically,
look it up.
I'll keep talking while you do that. So
Okay.
she basically Chica tries to stuff her in it,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then he, Mike. Actually, no, you forgot one part. So Mike has to sneak past Bonnie and Freddy, and pretty much what happens is he pours water on the stage and then shoots a taser in the water, and that gets rid of him temporarily. I found it. I found it. It's called.
you might
It's
want to back
loading.
away from the
It's
camera.
called.
It looks very weird.
Okay, okay. It's called Fazbear Fright. Oh no, no, that's the name of the series.
All
It's
right,
so
so
hard to
as I
read
was
it.
saying,
It's so
so
hard to read it.
basically it all leads up to like they're in the entranceway and spring
So hard to read it.
spring body comes out and so very quickly he actually takes off the mask and it's revealed to be William Afton. Like everyone knows it's William Afton.
Yeah.
He
And so
takes off
pretty much, yeah, he has all the animatronics
and then
like
he
come out. He
says
picks
like
the shit out of
revenge.
Mike. Yeah. And so he has all the animatronics
And he
just
says you
kick
should
the
have stayed
shit
down when
out
you
of him.
should have. And so basically Abby comes running in and like draws the like them being angry, like all angry and stuff. So, and then you end up getting the whole scene where it's like, she,
Yeah.
and then like all the animatronics are
Stands
like,
up to him
what
and
did he do? And
he
so,
actually
no,
stabs Vanessa. It's 1:35 a.m. I gotta look up all the stories at 1:35 a.m. so I can find
he
exactly what it's
stabs
called though.
Vanessa, and basically, the cupcake jumps off of the plate and bites his stomach, and this is the greatest, like, gory scene in the movie.
Yeah.
His
And so pretty much all the spring locks just close on him.
slowly too.
It's
It's not even
yeah.
how the like books depict it and stuff where it was fast, like they all locked in at once. Like one by one, the spring locks just slowly start crushing his body.
Yeah.
And then basically the last scene is like he no no I forgot. So then you see a cut like of like her Abby in preschool. Correct? She was in preschool, right?
Who?
Abby. I think she was in preschool.
Abby? I think so she was, yeah.
So and then you get the whole where he picks her up and then they go visit Vanessa. Then the movie cuts back to
Yeah.
the
It goes to the
pizzeria.
living tombstone. Oh, it does,
It
yeah,
goes to
right.
the pizzeria where
And
he's
it shows Afton where
it
he's like
shows
twitching like this,
no, it shows the
like he's having a
it shows
seizure.
the kid who possesses Freddy watching him.
No, it's Golden Freddy. Golden
No,
Freddy.
it's Freddy. It's the Freddy one because he had the red shirt on.
No, no, the one that's Freddy has a hat, and the one who is Golden Freddy is the one with like the yellow shirt and the blonde hair. That's Golden Freddy.
All right, either way, so basically he's just standing there watching, and then he closes it.
And it cuts to the living tombstone, like the like I don't even okay. I'm not even gonna try and sing it, but like you know what I'm talking about, like the one that originally came out. Everyone knows that song. And they use it for the credits. And at one point, it cuts to the taxi.
We're
We
not
forgot
going
to
to.
mention the taxi. No, we forgot to mention the taxi of
Okay, it's
Corey
fine. We're
Kenshin is the
mentioning it
taxi
now.
driver.
We're mentioning it
And
now.
yeah, so Golden Freddy gives what's his name? Golden Freddy gives Abby no, Corey Kenshin gives Golden Freddy and Abby a ride to Freddy's.
Okay,
And
back
yeah,
to the
it's
post
Corey
credits.
Kenshin.
So he
Yeah,
gives.
so
So Balloon
and
Boy's in the
he's
next
trying to
scene.
sleep. He's got a sleep mask on like this, and he's trying to sleep. And then he's like, no more passengers today." And then he like knocking on the door, and then he hears the door open, and someone get in, and he looks to his side, and he sees Balloon Boy, and it's like he's tiny. So how did he open the door and stuff?
And
It's weird.
movie done.
Mhm.
All right.
That's it. Actually, at the very end of the credits, it says, "You remember in Sister Location the weird noises where it's like like that." It says it says "Come find me." If you read it, if you read all the letters and subtitles, it says "Come find me," and I think it's talking about the puppet because also after the Living Tombstone version of the credits, in the full credits, you hear the puppet music, like the music box, the like the Pop Goes the Weasel, not the Pop Goes the Weasel one, but the other one,
All right,
and
so okay,
that's
I'm
the end of
gonna.
the movie.
We're at 50 minutes, so I'm gonna cut here. So that's our review portion. That's our FNAF. That's our Five Nights at Freddy's
Yeah,
movie review portion. Now we're gonna go into our game portion. Now we're gonna go into our game news, and we'll probably come back to the movie in a later episode, like minimal, not
yeah,
like this is
definitely,
our full
most
blown review.
definitely,
That
yeah.
was our full blown review. We'll get to smaller stuff eventually. So game news. Fortnite has a new season releasing in 6 days. So that's supposed to actually bring back the
It's
old
supposed to
game.
like bring so they said it's bringing back the old map, the old weapons in their original like styles, in their like way that they look, the way that they sound, and I like that because I like certain things like the pump shotgun. It sounded really cool, and then they changed it, and I don't like it anymore. Yeah, so same thing with the
Yeah.
hunting rifle. They changed it.
Also, Spider-Man 2 released a couple days
Spider-Man
ago.
2, yeah, that's another thing. He's played it. I'm sure he'll make a video, right?
Yeah, I'll link our channels in the description too.
Okay.
So what my thing is about Spider-Man 2 is I'm gonna play through it by myself, like so I can figure out what like just play it myself like first because that's what I want to do. I don't like the stress of never playing the game before and then just recording it like right now. Is he on mute? He went on mute. All right.
All right, okay.
What just happened?
What?
Why did you just go on mute and your camera went out?
Don't worry, I had to tell my brother to leave.
Oh, okay. So
EAFC released like a month ago.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
no
really
one cares
relevant
about
though.
EAFC. That game
No,
is
EAFC
awful.
really sucks. I didn't like
So,
it.
on our game news, UFC 5 released.
UFC 5, yeah, that's another game.
Actually, it released yesterday.
Did it?
Yeah, it released yet. No, it actually released tonight.
Oh, okay.
Why is it?
Another game, another game, another game, another game, another game.
Let's think. Oh, I got one. So the new RoboCop game, actually, fun fact, it releases on Halloween, which I don't get it. Why couldn't they release a horror game on Halloween? They had to release RoboCop.
Phasmophobia got pushed back again.
Yep. I get to play it. He doesn't. I actually can
Mm.
physically run
Yeah,
it.
I know. Why?
Also, in
Please.
fun news, GTA 6 is predicted to get its first trailer probably in the next 4 months by fanbase. This isn't by Rockstar. This is by fanbase, just based off of like timing on when they want to get released by. If they're going to get it released by when they want it to, we probably should get our first GTA 6 trailer. We're looking at like early February, late January.
And by the way, actually a couple months ago, you know FYE, it's like fun something entertainment.
For your
It's a
entertainment.
yeah, it's in they have a
They have them
location at
in malls
our
everywhere,
mall.
just about.
Yeah, so they actually released you know Fizzy Faz from Security Breach, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they released a Roxy Fizzy Faz at the place. I wanted to
Yeah,
buy one, but I keep forgetting to go check if they still have it.
yeah.
Um I really wanted a bottle of it though, because it wasn't a can like in the game. It was actually a bottle, like a old Coca
Also,
Cola can.
just a quick thing though is I'm going to link also some podcasts like inspirations and bio
Here, let's
section.
think. Joe Rogan. Uh,
I'm on the list Park Predators because that's why I wanted to do crime kind of on it.
all right. But like
All right, let's stop
honestly,
naming them. We'll name that after we're done this.
honestly, I don't even think we should name it because it's gonna be in the description.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll
Yeah.
discuss who we're adding after.
Actually, a great news about gaming. Actually, that's going to be good for PlayStation users such as myself, but also using Xbox. Um, if Xbox Game Pass doesn't get 100 if they don't get 75 million subscribers by 2020, whenever the next console comes out, they're dropping out of the gaming industry like a completely. I'm talking no more Xboxes, nothing from Xbox, just PlayStations. Right, right. I got my PS5 right here.
Mine's over there.
Nice. Yeah. Um, that means that there will be no more exclusive games because everything will be on PlayStation pretty much. But actually, another thing is Activision. Xbox have officially acquired the rights for Activision.
They have not
They
actually. They
no, no,
they
they no, they are no. The games
they
will
have
be on
Blizzard.
there pretty soon. The games will be on. Call of Duty
Call of
will
Duty's
eventually.
restrict. Call of Duty's restricted. They can't claim Call of Duty to themselves. Xbox has officially been restricted. They have the court said they're not allowed to exclusively put Xbox Call of
Call
Duty
of
games
Duty.
on there.
Call of Duty. No, it says don't expect any Call of Duty games or Activision Blizzard titles on Game Pass until 2024. Um,
No, but yeah, what I'm
so
saying is though is Call of Duty in the court case, like where PlayStation and everything else took them to court because they were trying to restrict it to only Xbox Call of Duty. So they actually they can't do that because they don't own Activision themselves. Also, they can't do that now because the court already just put a restriction that they're not allowed to do that right now.
I know it says Xbox. It says this was actually from like a couple months ago. Xbox has signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation after its acquiring of
Well,
Activision
that
Blizzard. I
was
can't even speak English.
initially the court. The court decided that not even like I don't think it was today, but it was less than a while. It was in this month. I can tell you that because the court case lasted until end of this month. Also, you want to hear a fun
Um,
fact? Speaking of Fortnite, like Fortnite Mobile, that whole case, you never heard the end of it. Like no one actually ever heard. Like everyone knew what the result was because it never came back to the App Store. But I don't feel like you ever heard any news about what the
I'm
result
actually
was.
wondering about that.
Huh?
Will Fortnite ever come back to iOS? I really want to know.
I doubt it. I
Um,
think Apple would be open to it. I don't think Epic would be open to it.
no, I think nope. Don't do that. I think that both would be open to it, but it just
By the way, we're gonna
they
cut this.
coming to an agreement on it would be so hard.
We're gonna cut it in. We're gonna cut it in 2 minutes because I want it. I don't want to last the first episode over an hour.
Okay. Honestly, I think we have a good length
I want to get
of
it
the
to an
first
hour.
episode.
I want to get it to an hour.
Okay, so let's just keep talking for like 10 more minutes. Okay.
Two.
Two.
We're
Okay.
at 58.
Oh, should we talk about like should we talk about what should we talk about?
Good question. Oh, music industry for all you
I knew
Swifties.
you were gonna say that.
For all you
No, no, no,
Swifties
no,
out
no,
there,
no, 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 no,
not
no, no, no,
Taylor.
no. No,
See,
no,
look, you need to have
no.
an
Okay.
inclusive audience. You need to have an inclusive audience here.
Okay, that's fair, but that means I get to talk about that I want to next.
You
Yeah,
are not talking about
that
Utopia, I swear.
I am actually gonna talk about
Alright, I'm
Utopia.
not
So
talking about
pretty much
1987 or whatever the date is. 1998. Maybe. I think it's what it is. Yeah, I'm not
no,
talking
actually,
about
I know
Utopia.
this and
Because
you
I am
don't, and
not
I don't
hearing you
like
talk
Taylor
about
Swift.
Utopia. Because
Okay, fine, we won't. Should is Kendrick Lamar ever gonna drop a new album?
eventually, he doesn't drop them like the new,
Like,
like.
like,
Also, oh no, I do have music news. Lil Uzi's next album is his last
oh
one.
yeah, yeah. Okay, what's it called again?
I forgot. It's part three of one
Uh,
of his albums.
let me see. I'll look it up. Um,
That's so surprising though, because he's young. Like he's really
it's
young.
called let's see. It's called it's
It's a
called
part three of an album that's already had like two different versions of it.
it's called Oh, fight has Travis Scott in it. Let's go. Pink Tape has Travis Scott in it. I didn't even realize that. What's Little Uzi's next album? It's not Pink Tape. Oh no. It's I think it's Barter 16, I think is what it's called. I'm pretty sure is what
Alright,
it's
we're at
called.
an hour. So that's gonna be the end of we'll talk about this more next episode. And
What do you plan on? How long, often do you plan on doing episodes? Because I think we should
uh
establish that.